What's going on, guys? So I thought I wanted this, but I don't because it's horrible looking, disgusting. So I'll probably just use the original one over there, and I'll have to route this hose to there, and then that line tee it to this input here, and then the one that's on the head of this housing, water inlet housing or whatever they call it. Be taking this off, not needing that. Cleaned it up, routed it on the rear. Computer's gonna go there, PCM will go upside down so I can plug that straight in, and then the body control stuff will go from there back that way inside the cabin. She's getting there. Let me get the creeper. I've got a lot done since the last time. Yes. So I ordered this mount from Ford Parts online. It comes with these 3 bolts. So if you guys are gonna order one, it comes with the 3 bolts to mount to the transmission. You will have to buy these 2 bolts, these 2 nuts down here to mount it. This is the original 4R70 cross member, transmission cross member. I cut a hump. It had a hump from here, came all the way across to this side. I cut that off flat, welded this plate up top, fully welded on the sides, and then just a tack here and a tack on there, the other side, and then drilled holes and bolted it on. That's the clearance I got for the drive shaft, which I think is plenty, because I mean this ain't gonna move up or down, maybe sideways. It'll do this, but that's about it. I'm gonna have to weld some brackets on here, either weld or bolt some. Reason I did this was because if I mounted this the cross mount right here where it's supposed to go, it was gonna bring it up higher. So then that's when I was having problems up the top where this was hitting. So by doing this, it brought it down because it's at an incline. So it drops down. I don't know if you can see that. It drops down. So it brought this back. It dropped it down further. And it leaves me access to the pan bolts. So it's right here. Goes up. This is where it's at. So I got all of this space right here to mess around with the transmission fluid pan. I got these put on already. I did this last week, I think. I run up to the front to the transmission cooler. This right here is the 4R70 OEM mounting bracket with the shifter cable for the 4R70. So since it's super short, it comes out right here at the firewall. Right there, it comes out. All I did was just cut some of this out. Let me see if I can get you to see it. You see that? It was hitting the case, the transmission case, so I cut it to clear it, and just enough for it to clip in on this back side. See, those are 2 clips. That's a clip, and that's a clip that go into the hole right there. That's where they mount. And then I just removed the 4R70 shifter arm, selector, lever, whatever, and then I installed it on here. This has a clip in here. Shove the screwdriver in there, and this comes up. This will slide up, and then you can move it back and forth and adjust it however you want. Filters in there, transmission fluids in there. I mean, once I start it, I'm gonna have to top it off. I'll be replacing that. That was from the 4.6 EGR leak I had when I deleted it. That's how that's mounted. You have to put the nuts on this side, the bolts from that side this way, because you don't have enough space to put it in from here this way. And that's everything I've done pretty much. I did have to order these bolts, obviously, from Ford Parts as well, from where I ordered this. For the drive shaft, I'm gonna have to get the drive shaft made. It's 74 and 3/4 inch long. The starter's in place as well. So I took the battery off of the dually, since it has two of them, put it on here, and I cranked it to prime the oil system, and it primed pretty good. This is where I mounted the cooler, transmission cooler. It's right in here. It's got the lines going in and out, and this is how I mounted it. So this is what holds the plastic for the bumper. So it has some little when you take these out, there's a little clip nut or whatever they're called. So I took that off and I put it on the actual cooler sideways, so I can get a shot of that for you guys. It's really tight in here. Alright, so you see that? That's where I installed it. That right there, put it on the actual cooler, and the bolt was long enough to get it to go through everything. I had took this off because it was obviously gonna hit this, so that one's not even being used. But I figured with this one and the other one it was fine, and it has more on the side further down that way. So, and then right here it didn't reach all the way, so I got this piece of flat bar. It's not that big. Let me see if I can get it all open here. It's not even that thick, and I drilled holes and mounted to that. So the one I took off from there I used that clip, put it right there for that to mount this, and then this one I just put it in between everything. That'll be good. I'm getting pretty close to everything else. I know I need to make a parts list for everybody that wants to do this, but I'm just gonna do a list for what you need to have it in here. I'm not gonna do all the stuff I wanted to do. That'll be extra if you guys want to do any of that. As far as cost, I don't know how much I'm in it already, but I don't want to think about it yet till I'm done. Drive shaft has to be made. The one for the 470 isn't long enough. It's about a 1.5 feet short, so I'll have to do that. I did buy a 18 manifold, GT manifold, so I'll be doing that. I still haven't started it. I already got 3 manifolds for this thing. I'm waiting on the headers from Ultimate Headers. And that should be it. I ordered the control pack finally. I don't know when they're gonna ship that out. They said they're on back order, so hopefully sometime this week they ship it out so I can have it for next weekend. I did all the heater hose routing, which was complete shit. I don't know if you can see that over there. Let me zoom in. That's horrible. Look at that. But let's just do something to it. The only reason I did that. It's not look good at all. And I think the original heater hoses for the Mustang are like $80 a pop, and you still have to cut them up and make them fit. So we'll see what happens then. And then the line that goes from here to here is like $50, and then there's a line that goes from this one to there is like $30. But this is the one off the 4.6 that went from that little hole to the radiator. So I'll probably just be using this there from there and tee it into this one. That way it's got flow everywhere. But she's getting there. This starter wire, I probably won't need it. This is the starter wire, the alternator harness for the 4.6, but the control pack supposedly has all this already in there, so won't be needing that. We'll need to wire up that. I'll probably get a I ordered the what is it called, the solenoid from Power by the Hour to run the fan, but I don't think I'm gonna go that route because it doesn't account for AC. So I'll probably get the AC switch, trinary switch that goes on here from Vintage Air, I think. It allows you to have an open and a close, so when it gets too high, fan turns on. When it turns off, it kicks on the AC or something like that, or it lets it go off of heat, which is a head temperature sensor, cylinder head temperature sensor, or coolant temp, and then it'll open versus that, or it'll open because of the AC pressure gets too high. So you'll be able to play with that. A Power by the Hour solenoid makes you run the fans high at all times. Whenever the heat gets to a certain spot, whenever the heat gets to a certain temperature, it'll kick them on. When I took the motor out, it went with that check valve that goes in there inside the for the brake booster. I have to buy one now to route it to the intake to get vacuumed to get power assisted brakes. That's all I got going on for now. It's just an update. Transmission's in, everything turns fine. When I hit the starter to prime the engine, everything was turning just like it should. It's not hard, it's not laggy. The battery's shit, so I've had it on a tender ever since I took the motor out, and I guess it burnt it out. But after I get the control pack and everything wired in, then I'll start putting on all the pieces on and hiding everything up, or not necessarily hiding it, but making it look like it was built that way. I mean, so far it looks good, I think. And then that'll be a catch can there. This is that hump off the transmission cross member for the 4R70. This is what I cut off. So this is how it really went, like this. And the transmission bolted from the top, went in from the top, and then bolted from the bottom. But the 6R80 ends up right here. But this added way too much height. As you can see, it's another 1.5 inches. Added a lot more height, so I wasn't able to use this. Or I could have just cut it out, turned it around, plopped it in, and hopefully it worked. But I didn't want to go through all that work. It was just easier the way I did it. That's about it. I need to do a compression test, but when I get the ignition to work. I will be removing the tow hitch. Probably leave a spare, because I'll need the spare sometime. You know, you never know. And all the evap sensor crap canister that I'm not gonna use. Take it all out, and then I'll see what else I can remove to keep her light. She's a fatty. And then also I will need to do the radiator supports right there. Probably self-tap some angle iron or something to the frame, and drill holes so it can mount to that radiator so it don't fall out. 'Cause right now it's just resting on the core support. And that's it. It's on both sides. Well, that's what she looks like. She's all in, ready to go. She's asking to be started. there you have it, guys. Y'all take care. Like, subscribe, and share.